Hey YouTubers, Facebookies and Twits. People on Facebook and Twitter know me as Bloody Bill. On YouTube, I'm known as Will. I'm going to do a review today. It's a firearm review, but it's really not got anything physically to do with a firearm. I'm going to review a book, and this book is by a man named Brian Enos, and it's called Practical Shooting Beyond Fundamentals. It's very beyond fundamentals, although it does have sections in it, pieces, parts that would very much enhance a beginner's shooting abilities. However, it's probably geared a little more towards somebody that shoots more, like every weekend, or even the professionals read this book. People like Rob Latham. I'm sure he's mentioned in this book several times, actually. And the way I do this is I've read this book probably 5 times from cover to cover. And while I'm reading it, I find certain things that I think, well, I probably need to work on this. I definitely need to remember parts of it. So what I do is I'll highlight things. You can see the highlights here. I'm right in the middle of reading the full book again. And when I come across some place that I feel I need to remember or work on, I'll highlight it. Then, a week or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe more, maybe less, I'll go back and just read through the highlights, just to refresh my poor and failing memory. This book is probably geared more for the active type, somebody goes out once a week, twice a week, 3, 4, 5 times a week, shoots a lot. But it does, like I said, have things in it that the beginner would benefit from. It's got a lot of, it goes beyond the normal, like it says, it's beyond fundamentals. However, it does delve into some of the fundamentals. Like holding the gun, but it goes far beyond just holding. It tells you and how to hold it. It tells you the way to hold it. More than you're going to get from an instruction class on CCW or self-defense class. They'll show you the fundamentals, and very good. There's a lot of good instructors out there. But this book goes more into a psychological and a physical feeling that you can have. A quote out of the book from Bruce Lee, one of them, and I really like it because if you learn this quote and you do this quote, you're going to enhance your shooting greatly right off the bat, provided that you can actually do it. It does take some practice. Bruce Lee states, now if I can remember what he states, let me see if I can find it here. I remember, conscious thought is the greatest hindrance to the proper execution of all physical activity. Now that might sound kind of deep, but what it's really saying is that once you start thinking about your shooting, your conscious mind takes over and you'll think about a lot more than just shooting. You'll think about, oh, the picnic you were on last week, or you'll think about anything but shooting. When I shoot a steel plate rack, see if I can go as fast as I can, what I've found is if I can think about it, then I can go faster, because thinking really slows me down, because I'll be thinking of the sound behind me, sound of the gun, what somebody said last week to me, anything to distract me from my shooting. But when I just notice what I need to see, and this book explains a lot about what you need to see when you're shooting, and it's more geared to fast shooting than it is, say, long distance 1,000-yard shots or off a mount somewhere at 100 yards. This book goes into a lot of detail about what you need to feel while you're shooting And I know that sounds kind of creepy, but if you read it and you understand it, and if you've shot for a while, you will understand it. But I've shot for a while, and I still have to go back over and over and read all my highlights. But this book, you could probably pick it up for between $10 and $15 somewhere on Amazon or in the interweb or a bookstore. I meant to look it up before I did the video, but I forgot. That's why I keep having to read the book, because I keep forgetting. Okay? So read the book, remember the book, and remember me. And the next review, this is probably the only book review I'm ever going to do, because it's the only book review you ever really going to need. My further reviews are going to be with firearm in hand, either shooting them or sitting here in the bowels of the deep, dark Central Command bunker. So that's all for now. I hope you buy the book. I hope you enjoy the book. And if you do buy the book and you do read the book and you do enjoy the book, your shooting will improve greatly. That's all from the Central Command bunker. I'll see you next time on another Rebel Review.